So when I was in school, I learned about our government. I learned about how we are a government of, by, and for the people. I didn't learn about how we were a government of, by, and for the corporations and the special interest. I didn't see in my government class a conversation about how the wealthy ran everything in this country and poor folks didn't have a voice in their government. But what we're doing today affirms that what we're teaching our kids in school is wrong. That while they believe that we live in a democracy, we don't. And passing this bill will only codify that in Michigan. It will make it clear that that will be a lie. This is not a government of, by, and for the people. It's a government of, by, and for the rich and moneyed special interests. There's a few people that I want to lean on in history today as I address this body. The first is my favorite Republican president, Theodore Roosevelt, who said, "There is no enemy of free government more dangerous and none more insidious than the corruption of the electorate." He went on to say, "All contributions by corporations of any political committee or for any political purpose should be forbidden by law. Directors should not be permitted to use stockholders' money for such purposes, and moreover, a prohibition of this kind would be, as far as it went, an effective method of stopping the evils aimed at corruption practice in the Corruption Practices Act. Not only should both the national and several state legislatures forbid any officer of a corporation from using the money of that corporation in or about any election, but they should also forbid such uses of money in connection with any legislation." And as we have seen already this year, there is a connection between the legislation that we pass and the amount of money that we get. We saw that in broad daylight just a few months ago. And while...
Representative, again, please keep your comments to the merits of this bill that is before the body currently. The chair recognizes Representative Rabhi.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And while we sit here today and consider whether or not we are going to expand the power of corporations and special interests instead of reining it in, let's remember also the words of Thomas Jefferson, who said, "I hope we shall crush in its birth the aristocracy of our moneyed corporations which dare already to challenge our government in a trial of strength and in bold defiance to the laws of our country." This is unacceptable. We live in a democracy, folks. A democracy where the people are in charge, not the companies. So when you're telling me that we're going to allow unlimited contributions from corporations and for that money to be funneled through and obfuscated from the public's view, you're telling me that you don't believe that a democracy should be of, by, and for the people. And for that, I think you are wrong. And so I ask you, however tempting it may be to vote on this legislation just days from your trip to Mackinac, I urge you to vote no.
Representative, you are out of order.